I'm Steven.
And I'm Darren.
And you are listening to Steven and Darren's Hump Day Tech Spectacular.
Hey.
Have you heard of chemtrails, Darren?
No, I honestly can say I have not.
Do you know what a contrail is?
Why don't you just refresh us?
Alright, so you know when a plane flies over, there's a little stream behind it?
Yes.
A little white line, that's called a contrail, and it's mostly condensed water.
Right.
You know, tiny little clouds.
Of course, yeah.
What if it was actually poison? Sent by the government to ruin us all.
Well, that would be horrendous, and might I say, it sounds entirely possible. How about you explain yourself to us there?
Alright, so a lot of people are calling these contrails chemtrails. And they believe that chemtrails are filled with all sorts of toxic materials, such as aluminum and other heavy metals, even though aluminum is not a heavy metal. They're saying aluminum and other heavy metals are being poured into the atmosphere, not to poison America. No. Something far more sinister, to create a shining barrier in the sky to reflect the sun. That way we can reflect the global warming forever and save the planet. Hallelujah. People are crazy.
I don't know what to say.
Now, I'm not someone who summarily dismisses conspiracy theories, because the government does lie to its people, and some conspiracies turn out to be true, but the vast majority of them, like this one, assume that the government has funding that it wishes it had. Because this is assuming that they are flying planes over us at all times, pouring incredibly expensive stuff into the air and organizing a massive misinformation campaign. We don't have the funding to do that.
We don't have the funding to do either of those, let alone both of them at the same time.
But many people believe.
Of course, many people believe.
And they're not actually sure that's what the government is doing. All they know is that a lot of these elements are being found in the rainwater. Aluminum in the rainwater, you say? How did it get there? Have they actually tested the chemtrails to make sure that that's where it's coming from? No, but they can't think of anywhere else it would be coming from. You know, like the ground.
Aha, ha ha. Well, Stephen, how dare you accuse them? The ground, please. Surely there is no aluminum to be found in the ground to go into water. You're ridiculous, Stephen.
Well, I should note, though, that even though these conspiracy theorists are a little bit loopy, in my opinion, they do not think that all contrails are chemtrails. The way that you can tell a chemtrail apart from a contrail is that it lasts longer, and it makes you feel sad.
Did you just say...
It makes you feel sad.
Oh.
That's how you can tell. They look more sinister, and they last far beyond what a normal contrail should be, because everyone knows that every conspiracy theorist is definitely a meteorologist.
Of course.
Totally qualified to make these calls.
They're qualified to do many things, Stephen.
Not talking.
Obviously not, actually. How long do these supposed chemtrails last? And for that matter, how long should a normal contrail last?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I could be totally wrong, but I think that the contrails should last 10 or 15 minutes, and the chemtrails are lasting somewhere 20 to 30.
Ah, wow, that is much longer than I thought it would be. I was going to say a couple of minutes.
See, they say that they're lasting a long time, which they're going to under the right conditions, because, you know, clouds last a while, even really thin ones, under the right conditions. And we're talking about little tiny man-made clouds, basically.
Right.
It's not exhaust.
No.
It's condensation. But, this whole chemtrail theory, they say that they can tell when it's chemtrails, not just because of how long they last, but also because of the deadly patterns in the sky. Why is the government letting planes fly in patterns that make an X when viewed from a certain angle? Clearly, it's to poison us.
Of course.
I don't think there's much more we can say about this. Clearly, they are right, and the government's trying to destroy us all.
Aren't they always, though? Thank goodness for these brave people.
And CBS Atlanta, I mean, we're both being sarcastic, obviously, but CBS Atlanta reported this as a possible real story. They asked their local senator.
Oh.
They asked their local senator whether or not Georgia Senator John Isaacson said that no, he hadn't heard anything about that they're not doing that, and they asked him if he would support legislation to change the environment if we had the technology to do so, and he said no. He thinks that it's our job not to mess with the environment, but to try to protect it as well as we possibly can.
I like that answer. It's very political.
The main thing that came out of this is that a local news station ran out of stories and decided to run a conspiracy theory.
As a possibly true story. Oh.
I definitely recommend everyone look at it. I know that I'm picking on them for this, but honestly, they made a very entertaining piece. If it is somewhat silly, and I do think you should look at it. So that's CBS Atlanta Chemtrails,
Chemtrails.
which are not
Remember that.
real.